Well, the 4th of July is coming up, and Police Chief Jim Baker is in to make sure that you have a safe celebration. So welcome, Chief.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, so let's start with drinking and driving. Obviously, that's a number one problem.
Yeah, it's a tremendous problem, and you know everybody wants to have a wonderful holiday event. And we want to make sure the day after the holiday event is wonderful too, and there's not tragic news of a loved one and an injury. And drinking and driving, you know, we've said it a million times, it does not mix.
Right, and also when you're driving, you know, people are going to be out and about watching the fireworks, so you know, you got to watch where you're driving. Yeah,
there's going to be so much more pedestrian traffic and just more vehicle traffic, so you really do have to, which is another time to mention, put your phone down. Put your phone down, keep your hands on the steering wheel, and get to where you want to go. Right,
and we just mentioned fireworks. So fireworks safety, you know, that's something that I'm sure you get calls on every year.
Yes, we live inside the city, and we have neighbors in very close proximity. And, you know, everybody's excited about, and I understand, I understand completely. And they're like, well, what can I do? What can I do? Well, the first thing you should really think about is where are you at? And how is this going to affect my neighbor? Do they have pets? You know, do they have elderly? We forget about our veterans a lot and the loud noises and PTSD. And again, I understand we're so excited that, you know, we can celebrate and it's that window that we can celebrate, but ask those questions before you go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff and then keep your neighbors up late and then they call us.
Yeah, and actually, you probably want to make sure that you know where you're setting those fireworks off at. You know what direction they're going.
Yes, gravity works.
Yeah, like what goes up must come down, right?
Yes.
Exactly. And so also one thing I was thinking about is, you know, people are going to go out and about to see the fireworks. Are beautiful in here in Lima. And so one of the things, lock your doors.
Yeah, lock your doors. And, you know, I know that we live in the day of social media. And, you know, some people feel they have to say everything that they're doing. Well, you know, you are also broadcasting where you're not. And so when you're doing your selfie at the fireworks and all that thing, there's people that don't care about fireworks, but they would like to break into your home. And so lock your doors, take those precautions, kind of keep an eye on your things as you're out and about with a bunch of people around you. And especially ladies, it's easy to kind of set your purse down and then you're looking up and other people are looking down. So just kind of keep an eye on your things.
Yeah, exactly. You always just want to be aware, you know, of your surroundings. You know, in Lima, you don't see it probably as much. You know, when I was in New York City, it was one of those things that just, you always were aware, you know, because there were so many people around. But when you get those large crowds, you know, it can happen.
Right, and it draws in people that are not from Lima.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people go swimming on the 4th of July. You know, it's hot out there. They want to cool down.
Yes.
So
and one of the most important things is keeping an eye on our children, having that swim buddy. There's nothing more tragic than losing a little one to something that is 100% preventable just by keeping an eye. You know, when you think I'm only going to walk away for a minute, things happen so fast.
And that's so true because, you know, you might think, well, I'm just going to run in and go to the bathroom, or I'm just going to grab a quick drink to, you know, I'm thirsty or something. But, you know, maybe take the child out of the water and have them come out of the water while you're away.
Right.
Keeping an eye.
All of the inflatables, you know, you have a pool, then you fill it up with all these things and it obstructs your vision. And are they okay, or are they underneath one of these things? So just really have to be vigilant.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm just going to mention you're retiring.
Yes.
So you've been with the you know, police force for how long?
33 years.
33 years. That's a very long time to give back to the community. So that's a wonderful thing. So you know, you've seen so many things throughout the years, and you became chief, and Lima, I think, is very proud of what you've done in serving the community. So
this is my community. You know, this is where my whole life has been. Lima senior grad, go Spartans. Love this community, and still going to be very much a part of it, but just from something in a different perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you have any word of advice for someone that might be taking your place?
Well, we'll see who that is come August, but I've had the privilege of working with them for a long time, and so there is wonderful continuity that unless you're inside the organization, you don't see the continuity that's taking place, and we are in very, very good hands.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for everything that you've done, Chief. So thank you once again. All right, well, don't go away because medical news is coming up next.